the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Sound check, mic check, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Hashtag rise and grind. Over 2,000 episodes of this show. Can you believe that? Can you believe that this show started in January of 2018? Oh, my goodness. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 8 years. 8 years. Have you done anything? Like, think about anything. 8 years? 8 years is a long time, bro. 8 years is a long time. And what's great for me, maybe the experience is true for you too, but what's great is I just feel like we just keep getting better and better and better and better. And maybe that's me lying to myself. I don't know. Maybe that's me lying to myself. Maybe that's me fooling myself. But I don't know. That's what it feels like, bro. That's what it feels like. It feels like we just keep getting better and better and better and better. Let's go. Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Wednesday. That's right. Today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day. Carter Myers Automotive Group, the most amazing automotive group in the nation. Today is Wednesday, CMA Day. March 4th. Oh, I should have made a little video. I should have used AI to make a little video, right? We March 4th on March 4th, right? You've got like May the 4th be with you on May 4th, and on March 4th, it's like March 4th. So I should have made some little, anyways, that's a side thought. Today is Wednesday, March 4th. 2026, and what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. And I do mean incredible. It's gonna be warm today, and I like the warm, and I'm super excited. We got a lot of amazing things going on today as well. We are in a new series this week. This is a series called Relentless, and this is inspired by the book Relentless by a guy named Tim Grover. And in our Morning 5 planner, which is the planner that many of us use around here, in our Morning 5 planner, every month we have a book recommendation. Every month we have a book recommendation, and this month's book is Relentless by Tim Grover. And so this week's series, as we march forth here in March, is around this idea of relentless. The book kind of depicts it one way, and it can be taken, as this very alpha macho kind of thing. But the reality is, if you look at the underlying messages, which is what we're doing this week, if you look at the underlying messages, there's gold in them there hills, as they say. There's gold in them there hills. Yeah, you better believe there is. So listen, yesterday, what we talked about, it kind of surprised a little bit of people, it kind of surprised a few people. I don't know why I can't speak normal English today. My words are coming out great. I sound very punctual. See, look, I'm using the wrong word again. I sound very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not punctual. That's being on time. My punctuation is great. Let's just say that. But I'm using the wrong words for some reason. So yesterday we talked about the fact that being relentless is not necessarily being like loud and screaming and high testosterone and like big flexing and all of that stuff. No. Real relentlessness is about just a quiet consistency. Just a quiet consistency. And I got a couple different messages yesterday, which I really appreciated. So, by the way, anytime any of you feel compelled to send me messages that are encouraging, that are kind, those types of things, feel free. Just so you know, I love it. I love it up. My words of affirmation must be really high in my love languages. There's no doubt about it. I love a nice, little good job, works for me. But yesterday I got some messages, and there were a couple different people that were like, hey, I hadn't really looked at Relentless that way. I had some people that said, I'm not a big fan of all the crazy masculine, energy, and Tim Grover kind of comes off a certain way. But when you reframe it this way, I can see how that adds value to my life. And so today we're going to take this one level deeper, and we're going to talk about something that may be just a little bit uncomfortable, and I have to make sure that I articulate. What's up, Ryan? Great to see you. I have to make sure that I articulate the right way what it is that I'm trying to say, because I definitely don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. But we're going to go a level deeper, and we're going to talk about this idea that balance is mostly a myth. Mostly, all right? This thing called balance. Now, this is an interesting conversation because we talk about in 800% Club, we talk about this 800% life where we're investing, right? We're giving 100% in all 8 pillars of life: faith, family, friends, fitness, finances, career, education, mental health. We talk about this idea and this concept that you can have it all. But yet here we are saying, wait a minute, balance is mostly a myth. That could be a little bit conflicting. And I get that. So follow me through the show today. And I think in the end, it'll all come together for you and it'll all make sense. Does that sound fair? Now before we go too far, that ain't going to work. Yeah, that'll work. Before we go too far, you know what we got to do on this show? We got to do some dancing. Let's go. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching this show live or you're watching this show on replay, I need you to say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. Does that sound fair? Good morning, Russell Hill. I think we finally got a meeting on the calendar. Did we not? I think we finally have a meeting on the calendar, which is great because I want to explore that. So super excited for that. Good morning, Mike Larkin. Thank you for being here this morning. Good morning, Don Sankey. Mr. Sankey, I need to talk to you also. Shoot me a text a little bit later, all right? Marilyn Wilkin, good morning, Marilyn Wilkin, and all of my friends over there on Breakfast with Champions, all of you over on Clubhouse. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. Tara Hope is in the building. Wendy Reeves is in the building. Mike Rindine, thanks for being here, Mike. Russell Hill, already talked to you. Pastor Jeff is in the building. Trisha Rue is dancing today. Let's go. Patricia Frudenberg is in the building. Kevin Mashi Antonio, what's up, Kevin? Dancing in from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Thanks for being here. Robin Wilshans is in the building. Trisha Rue is in the building. Sean Weatherby is in the building. Sean Weatherby said Jonathan Dawson told him he should watch this show. That's kind of Jonathan. Wendy Reeves is in the building. Charles Smith is in the building. Spencer Nicholson is in the building. Sorry, I've got that music in the background. For some reason, it is pulling me Jeremy Nelling is in the building. Good morning, Jeremy Nelling. I was talking about you yesterday. Kyle Coleman. I'm just going to say the name Kyle Coleman. That's all I'm going to say. And you're going to know everything from there. Kyle Coleman. Charlene Honey is in the building. Dana Fishbein is in the building. Malika Carey, thank you for being here. Sol Salcido, thanks for being here this morning. Tony Thorstad is in the building. Kevin Pack. What's up, Kevin Pack? Thanks for being here, man. I greatly appreciate it. Jody Tibbs is in the building this morning. Rich Pintrick is in the building. Rodney Rock Hatfield, Young Johnson, Angela Hastings, the Harley Queen is in the building as well. Nathaniel Banks is in the building. Thanks for being here, Nathaniel Banks. Maria Michelle, thanks for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Regina Fleming, thanks for being here. And all of you, Robert Migliaccio, all of you that are watching on Mr. Becker and Mrs. Price and Tony Schmidt, all of you that are watching on replay, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And I mean it. Drop a comment. Let me know that you stopped by. Otherwise, I ain't going to see you, bro. I won't know that you popped in. And I really get a lot of energy and encouragement from knowing that you stopped by. So thanks for being here. Quick little announcement. We have an event coming up on March 17th and 18th, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if it's 16th, 17th, bear with me. But this is a leadership event. This is where we're calling it the 2026 Leadership Accelerator Workshop. So this is 2 days in my offices in Lexington, Kentucky, in person. You got to be in person for all these events. In Lexington, Kentucky, in my office. If you are a leader who wants to grow more as a leader, or if you have people that work for you or people that you have the opportunity to lead that you would like to grow and develop, send them to me. I'll take care of them. Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 to 3, March 17th and 18th, Lexington, Kentucky. All you got to do is go to 800%.life. Click on the events tab, and you can register for yourself or that person. Also want to give a little shout out. If you know Katie Mayers, that is my friend who is here in Lexington today. She is going to be pouring into and teaching and educating our teenage next gen teenager business class that we are teaching. It's 8 weeks of business, 8 weeks that we're teaching for high school kids ages 13 to 19 years old. And Katie's coming in today to pour into them. So that's going to be amazing. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We'll share some stuff in the stories over there so you can check out what that's all about. And if you are a teenager or know of a teenager that wants to learn more about business, just send them my way. We have plenty of room here in the office. I'm just a big fan. There's always more room at the table, right? You just always create more room at the table. So super excited about that today as well. All right, we're going to dive back into this series, Relentless. And we're going to talk about this idea that balance is mostly a myth.
Describe winning in one word. And you get a lot of individuals that tell you, it's joyful, it's happiness, it's fun, it's all these other things. But the true winners, that's the end of winning. That's at the end of winning. But when you have to really describe winning, what it really means and what it takes, it's unapologetic, it's dirty, it's nasty. If you go through all those things, then you get to the joy part.
So listen, when people say they want balance in life, what they usually mean is this. They usually mean that they want equal energy everywhere, equal time everywhere, equal emotional investment everywhere. Faith, family, career, finances, friends, mental health, education, all of the things equally spread out, right? Everything evenly distributed, nice and neat and comfortable. But here's the reality, folks. Life don't work that way. And if you think it does, you are going to constantly feel like you are failing. Constantly. But here's the truth. The most relentless people on planet Earth, they understand something that most people tend to ignore, which is that life works in seasons, not symmetry. Seasons. There's seasons of planting, seasons of building, seasons of protecting, seasons of resting. But rarely do all of those things happen equally at the same time. Like, think about it, right? Think about it. If someone is training right now, or the Olympics just finished, or is about to finish, I think they just finished. If someone's training for the Olympics, is their life balanced? Is their life balanced? What if someone is launching a company? They're a startup. They're launching a brand new business versus, let's say, some business has been in business for 100 years. Is there a different level of balance? Do you think that startup founder launching the new idea, that his life is balanced? What if someone just had a newborn baby? Is their life balanced? Speaking of that, speaking of someone having a newborn baby, quick little shout out to Rise and Grind 800% Club family member Justin Collins, Kira Collins, and their beautiful, beautiful daughter, Allie Sue. I talked about Allie Sue on the show a little while back, a month or two. And poor little Allie Sue's just been fighting the good fight every single day. It's been months and months on months that this kid, every single day in the hospital, ups and downs, highs and lows. Some days better than other days, some days worse than other days. But Allie Sue keeps showing up and she keeps fighting. So does Justin and so does Kira. They share this stuff on Facebook. For those of you that are actually watching the show, not listening to the show, I currently have a picture up of Miss Allie Sue. She's got the breathing things on her face, the breathing apparatuses and all the sensors and all the tubes. And she's had surgeries and heart transplants and just so many things. But golly, the sweetness in this little girl's eyes, if you could see this picture, she just gets to my spirit. She just gets to my soul. And the way Justin and his beautiful and amazing wife and family have been fighting through, man, if you're a prayerful person, just will you continue to throw prayers up for Justin Collins, Kira Collins, and that little baby, Allie Sue? I would greatly appreciate it. But let me ask you a question, because Justin posted this post yesterday and talked about how he goes on the weekends and stays in the hospital the entire time with Allie Sue so that his wife can go to the Ronald McDonald building next door and get some actual sleep without all the interruptions of the doctors and so on and so forth. So his wife's there through the week. She's right next door on the weekend. He's there sleeping on the weekend. Do you think their life is balanced? You think they're putting the same effort, energy, and attention into everything right now? Or do you think they're focused on making sure that this little girl, Allie Sue, gets everything that she needs here on this earth, in this existence? Their life's not balanced, but it is focused. And see, it's the focus that actually creates the momentum that you're looking for in this relentless pursuit, right? Now, here's what's interesting about this. When you really dig in and start to understand this, what's interesting is that it seems like women actually understand this better than men. And I thought about that, like, why is that? Why do women seem to understand this a little bit more than men? Well, if you look at the life of a woman, right, they have cycles and they go through different seasons. from new motherhood or career growth or family transitions, last name changes, become wives, so on and so forth, right? Women intuitively understand that some seasons of life require more energy than others, whereas us dumb dudes over here, we grow a little bit taller, we maybe get a little bit gray, but for the most part, we kind of just plow through. Does that make sense? And so women intuitively understand that some seasons need more focus, or some areas of life need more focus, but yet society will tell them you should be able to do everything perfectly all of the time. My wife thinks that she should be able to homeschool all the kids, keep every aspect of the house clean, throw all of her energy and attention into me, be a great daughter, be a great mother, be a great cook, be a great, housekeeper, be a great accountant, be a great, all the things, right? My wife really believes, and she'll be sitting there hitting on her Instagram or whatever platform she is her favorite, and she'll see all these other people's lives and stuff, and she really believes that she's failing. Here's a woman that is raising 8 beautiful, amazing kids. Here's a woman who has introduced all of these children to Jesus in such a powerful way. Here's a woman that maintains the house while I travel around, while she's got this crazy guy who gets up at 3:50 in the morning, goes into a studio, does a stinking morning show, right? Travels all over, speaks on stages, builds businesses, has crazy ideas. But dude, you talk to her, I promise you, she'll tell you she thinks she's failing because there's cracker crumbs on the ground. Nobody does everything perfectly all the time. That's just not how it works, dude. Not you, not me, not anyone. And so being relentless and relentless people, they don't chase balance. Instead, they honor the season that they are currently in. And that's my challenge to you. I want you to honor the season that you are currently in. When I left, I used to be the general manager at what used to be a small dealership and now is one of the largest dealerships in the country. We grew that dealership 800%, a place called Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky. I was just there yesterday, as a matter of fact. But when I quit that job, when I left that job, it was because I knew that I had honored the last 8 years, the season that I had been in with them. I had honored it to the point where the result was overflowing. And here's what I mean by that. People ask me all the time, hey, Glenn, how do you know that you should quit? Or how do you know when it's time to try a different job or whatever? And my answer is always the same. Well, when you begged for that opportunity, because we all did, right? We all begged for the job, and then a year later we're complaining about it. But when you beg for that opportunity and it was given to you, have you maxed that opportunity out to the point of overflowing? What I mean by that is, have you given 800% to that every single day? Have you shown up and done everything you could? Oh, you were given the job to clean the floors. Did you clean the floors better than anyone else on planet Earth? You were given the job to scrub the toilets. Did you scrub those toilets better than anyone else on planet Earth? Did you really maximize the opportunity to overflow, where people were happy to write you a check? They were writing me big checks, happy to write me a big check. because I always showed up. I always delivered. I always brought max energy. And I went from sales to management to upper management to ultimately becoming a GM, became the face of the dealership, always acted in the best interest of the dealership, did everything I could possibly do to honor that business and to honor the people that gave me that opportunity in that business. So when I walked away, I knew that I had honored that season to the point of overflowing. I left the place better than it was when I got there. When is it okay to fold it up and say, maybe I need to walk away from the job? When you've left the place better than you did when you got there. You got to honor the season you're in. So let me give you a little bit of framework before we get out of here. We got about 4 minutes left. We're going to move pretty quick through this. I want you to have something practical to really take away from this. Let me give you a little framework. There are 3 types of energy that relentless people learn how to use. It's not just one energy. And that's why I think sometimes when people kind of look at the book, or if you follow Tim Grover, you kind of sense one type of energy. But there's 3 different types of energy. You have builder energy. Now, builder energy is the one most people talk about. This is where you're working. This is where you're executing. This is where you're hammering the nails. This is where you're putting the screws, right? This is where you're doing all the things. Most people talk about this. This is execution. This is the creation stage. This is the energy that builds businesses, builds careers, builds momentum. It's the rise and grind energy, right? And sometimes that season requires a lot of focus. But there's also another season that's just as important, and another energy that's just as important. And this is the energy called protector energy. Just as important, yet this is the energy that protects your peace, that protects your boundaries, that protects your family, that protects your standards. You see, relentless people know when to say no, because if you say yes to everything, you'll end up protecting nothing. Then you have what we call nurturer energy. Now, this one's the most overlooked, but it might be the most powerful. This is the energy that grows people, encourages people. This is the energy that develops teams. This is the energy that builds culture. This is the energy I love tapping into. This is the energy that sends the encouraging messages, like we talk about doing in the morning 5, right? Encouraging someone else, lifting someone else up, elevating another human, creating this expansive energy. You see, relentless leaders know how to do and develop all 3. You want to be the builder, and you need to be the protector, and you've got to be the encourager. So listen, I'll be honest with you, and if you've never met me before, some of this will be new information. For those of you that have been around me for a long time, you know this about me, but my life has not been balanced, not even close. There were some seasons of my life where I was just trying to survive, like living till the next day. That was the focus. Then there were seasons of my life, like at Dan Cummins, where I was working insane hours trying to build something from nothing, leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 11 o'clock at night. Then there were seasons where I had to build and focus on rebuilding relationships, where I had maybe broken trust or done something wrong. Like with my mom, I had to rebuild a stronger relationship with my mom. With my oldest daughter that I lost custody of, I had to rebuild relationship with her, right? And then there's a season like I'm in right now. There's a season where I'm really just focused on my health more than anything. And my health is fine. My health is great. But I know there's an 80-year-old version of me that is hoping that the 48-year-old version of me will make some darn better decisions with what I eat and the way I take care of my body. It's seasons, folks, not symmetry. And if I would have tried to balance everything all the time, I probably would have never built anything. probably never would have built anything. Now, there's a story I have to tell you. I'm going to have to tell you tomorrow. You're going to have to come back to get it. It's a really important story about a dinner that I had that completely transformed my life. I don't have enough time right now, though, because I want to honor your time. I want to honor this season. But I'll share the story tomorrow, so make sure you come for that. But check it out, man. Here's the real danger, and I just want to make sure that you totally get this. When you chase balance, you dilute greatness. Because greatness requires periods of intensity. Every meaningful thing that you've ever built required a season of focus, a season where you went harder with intentionality in that area than normal, right? A season where you gave up what was comfortable to chase what was possible. A season where you said, this matters right now. Now, see, that's not imbalance. It's intentionality. So instead of saying, how do I balance my life? I want you to ask a better question. I want you to say, how do I honor the season I'm in? If you're in a building season, build, bro. If you're in a healing season, heal. My friend Jessica Bailey, I told her, take 4 to 6 weeks off of work and heal. She is going through a rough season right now. I'm like, girl, heal. She's like, I gotta work. I gotta keep showing up. I gotta work. I'm like, bro, do the work on healing so you can be best version of yourself for us and for the company and for your family moving forward. Like, dude, you gotta honor the season you're in. If you're in a growth season, let's grow. If you're in a nurturing season, then nurture, pour into people. Like, relentless people do not try to live every season at once. They master the one that they're in. Now, last thing I will say on this for today. That does not mean you sacrifice, which is a terrible word we use in this society. That does not mean you sacrifice the people you love. You don't sacrifice, Jesus was sacrificed on a cross, right? Sacrifice. It's bloody. It's gory. It's nasty. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you sacrifice anything. I'm saying you are intentionally focused and honoring the season that you are in. So listen, you are not behind. You are not failing. You are not supposed to have everything figured out simultaneously. You are living in chapters. You are living in seasons, moments that build the larger story of your life. Relentless people don't panic when the season changes. They adapt. They lean in. They grow. You, my friend, are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Not an average version, not a little bit above average, not a little bit below average. The absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. So be intentional. Be focused. Honor the season that you are in. And truly unlock your full potential. Be relentless about unlocking your full potential. Cool? That's the message for today. I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse. For just a little bit as I'm heading over to the gym right now. I'm going to go get my workout on and hang out on Clubhouse in the Breakfast with Champions room. Come join us over there. We have some great discussions. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. right here on hashtag Rise and Grind. We will do it again. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that share button, tag your friends, let them know we were here, and I greatly appreciate you. Have a great day. Peace.
Describe winning in one word. And you get a lot of individuals that tell you, it's joyful, it's happiness, it's fun, it's all these other things. But the true winners, that's the end of winning. That's at the end of winning. But when you have to really describe winning, what it really means and what it takes, it's unapologetic, it's dirty, it's nasty.